Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Ellie, and I want to welcome you all to the 6th session of Worry-Free Wednesdays with Miss Ellie. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the modules as a part of the Safe Care curriculum that we call Managing Child Behavior. So where to begin? We have a wonderful curriculum called PCI, Parent-Child Interaction, that is really targeted at encouraging healthy communication and providing self-esteem to the child. But parenting can change as the child changes. And this module really focuses on what to do when your child is challenging you. Now, being a parent is one of the hardest but most rewarding jobs in the world. One thing that makes parenting hard is that children are constantly growing and changing. Just when you find something that works, your child grows and learns more, and what you were doing doesn't work the way it used to work. No one thing works for all children all of the time. With Managing Child Behavior, we're going to teach you new ways to help your child do what they're supposed to do. These skills can be adapted to utilize for children anywhere from 2 to 12 years of age. Something important just to keep in mind is that all children misbehave. I know it can send us into a fight or flight mode when a child screams and has a tantrum. Your heart begins to race and it becomes hard to know what the right thing is to do. All kids do misbehave. It is a part of their job as a child to test those limits so that they can learn where those limits are. Again, I just want to reinforce that this is normal to an extent. Kids don't always follow directions, and it is normal for them to argue or to be upset when they're not going to get their way. This is how they learn what their place is in the world and the effect that they have on the environment around them. Preventing bad behavior is much easier than trying to fix a problem after it happens, and this is something that we really focus on with our parents when it comes to managing child behavior. I'm sure parents are wondering, well, now what can I do to reduce those behaviors while still encouraging them to exhibit positive behaviors? So some of the goals of the Managing Child Behavior module. The first one is to help increase positive interactions between parents and children. We're going to do this through lots of education on ways to encourage specific positive behaviors rather than focusing and targeting on bad behaviors. We're going to give parents different ideas on how to not only handle, but how to respond to those challenging behaviors. We're going to provide you guys with a step-by-step process to follow when your child misbehaves or breaks a rule so that you can ensure the most appropriate response. We're also going to help parents be more consistent in their responses. Consistency is really the key to learning a new behavior and making it stick. Without this, it really is difficult for a child to understand what the parent is wanting and needing from them. The last one is that we help parents plan in advance for misbehavior so that their response in the moment is fair and hopefully the situation overall is less stressful. Now, this can be as equally as beneficial to the caregiver as it is to the child, because planning for anything, whether it be just a day out for fun or going to a doctor's appointment, maybe even planning to address a certain specific behavior, this can help lower our stress as parents and help us feel more prepared when those moments kind of happen without any warning. So next up, I wanted to provide you guys with some tangible tips, things that you're able to take home to think about when it comes to child misbehavior and your role as the parent. The first most important thing is you as the parent trying to understand where the behavior is coming from or why the child is acting this way. It really may be something as simple and basic as the fact that they are tired or hungry. Looking for the why can help you answer the what next. Has something new or different happened today? Was there a change in the environment that the child may have noticed? Do they want something? Have they been staring at that candy bar all morning and they're ready to have a fit for it? Or maybe they're avoiding doing something. You might have mentioned earlier, hey, we're going to clean up our toys in a little bit. And that child's going to do something to try to avoid doing that behavior. In all of this, understanding where the behavior comes from and staying calm while being firm can truly help you as a parent be able to follow through with this and encourage the right kinds of behavior. If you decide ahead on consequences, it really helps so that you don't feel as overwhelmed by emotion in that moment. Sticking to those limits early on can help keep a kiddo safe and help teach them responsibility, while in turn overall lowering your stress. So behavior charts. Behavior charts are incredibly useful in helping children learn new behaviors or just do simple day-to-day activities like brushing their teeth and cleaning up their toys, making their bed. I wanted to provide an example of a very simple behavior chart that we might provide to families depending on what their needs are and what their child's needs are. This is a very simple formula of task and reward. I put down here in black ink, you can see on the bottom, really the formula here is that a positive behavior leads to a reward, and a tantrum, or possibly a negative behavior, leads to no reward. This really specifically helps the child see that when they exhibit behavior A, they're going to get that specific reward immediately after. And when they exhibit behavior B, they don't really get anything out of the situation. It's going to help them feel more motivated to do behavior A a lot more. So some tips. You might be wanting to make your own behavior chart at home, but the one I just showed you doesn't really apply to you or your family. Maybe your child doesn't like dinosaurs. So I want to start by giving you guys some really good tips to be able to make your own behavior charts and utilize them at home. The first thing you're going to want to do is choose a specific behavior or specific behaviors that you want to focus on. This is going to be a behavior that your child isn't doing as much as you really want them to do. We want to be as specific as we can. A child may not understand what go clean up means, but if you ask them to brush their teeth and wash their hands, they'll know, and there'll be a little less room for miscommunication or argument. Be positive. The behavior charts are all about positivity. This is a great way to reward a child's progress in good behavior. A child can receive stickers or stars when they do a behavior on the chart. These stars can then maybe translate to a more tangible reward, like going out for ice cream or maybe going to play at your favorite park. Let your kiddo get involved. Getting them involved in the process, if they're developmentally appropriate at an age where they can be involved in this, it's going to help them feel so much more motivated to continue with the behaviors. Letting them decorate the chart with you or allowing them to put that sticker into the space when they do a behavior really will help them feel like they are a part of their own growth. And the last one is to be consistent. And this really is a theme that we see again and again when it comes to all parenting. Consistency is key here. I know this is difficult because life moves so quickly, and it is okay. You're going to forget every now and again. But as parents, we want to try to praise our child every time that they do something positive and great. Following through is really what helps the child understand that the consequences are real and will continue, whether or not it's positive or negative. So I provided you with one quick example of a reward chart that showed some dinosaurs on it. But for those of you, again, you might have a child who's not interested in dinosaurs, or you really want to personalize it to what you and your family needs. I wanted to give you guys some tangible resources that you can go check out immediately after if you are interested. Some of these I'm sure you've heard of before, things like Pinterest and Google, basic search engines, really great opportunities though to find those free and creative looking behavior charts that you can print out at home. Places like the Dollar Tree and Lakeshore Learning Center are great options if you want a behavior chart, you want to get started, but you're not really sure how to create it on your own and would appreciate a template or something that has been previously created for you to go off of. Those are two great options, and the Dollar Tree obviously is a great low-cost option for that. So when in doubt, when you're creating this behavior chart for your child, I would say you want to try to personalize it as much as possible to match your child's interests. What is that cartoon they're watching all the time? What is that stuffed animal that they just can't get out from under their arm? Keeping that as a part of the conversation and adding that is really going to help with that motivation piece, as well as the feeling of reward when they see the chart and see their favorite characters on it. So we've given some tips. I've showed you some reward charts. I'm sure you're wondering now, well, what if I want to make my own at home? What do I do then? This quick video really provides you with a step-by-step process where you can use everything that really should already be in your home to help make a behavior chart for your child. Again, most of these items can be in the home and tend to be very low cost or no cost. So I just want to check this out and give you guys some inspiration if you want to start today, but you're not sure where to start and you want to keep it simple. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video and information. Now, again, I do want you to keep in mind, if you do have a child who is not at the developmental age to be able to utilize a scissors, you'll want to go ahead and do that, not while they are there. But as you can see, the child was able to draw the smiley faces on the little pieces of paper, as well as add color on the clothes springs. So today I've reached the end of our education. If you heard any of the information today and are really interested in some of the resources that I provided, feel free to contact me either at my number or at the email address listed below, and we would be more than happy to send you the resources. Now, these videos are going to be posted on North Care's Facebook every week, as well as the North Care IT YouTube channel. I really wanted to thank you guys for being present today and sharing this journey along with me. I hope you all take care, and I will see you next week for Worry Free Wednesdays with Miss Ellie. Bye, y'all.